This is everything else. Yeah.
Hey guys!
Hello!
Hello! How's everybody doing? Welcome to another exciting episode of Everything Else ETE, starring Marcus the Grand Finale, all three faces, 1, 2, 3, count them, boom, 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 of Jemal, and a very, very special guest here to 100% hate on NXT.
The lovely, the wonderful, the stupendous, the miraculous, the everything, the co-host of the Midcard Mass podcast in the flesh, Genesis.
So I want to say to go after the chat right off the jump because apparently they were talking about Lord Manny Hayes, his recent departure from the channel. Hold on.
What?
Talking about NXT on a Wednesday and not on Thursday. The Sharpshooters with Lord Manny Hayes as future endeavors.
Yo. Oh my God.
Manny's gone?
No.
Must make sense if they talk on a Wednesday unless they intend to talk about AEW for an hour.
See, talking about a show that people hate right now. AEW is that show.
The backlash. Or they're talking about AEW for 10 minutes and an extra 40 minutes of nonsense. Probably also.
That's a bit. Now, what was nonsense was. Hold up. No, stop it.
Hey.
The chat going crazy.
The chat one NXT Logo.
Crazy off the
fire or dead. That's the one. The other one to watch Love Eddie. She's gonna be our funeral. Oh, we definitely didn't watch along. And it keeps going. It keeps going. This is before we start the show. Before we even get to our show, this chat is already speculating that I had jumped off the apron of Manny or vice versa, or one of us threw each other through a barbershop window. That's what's going on here.
So the question then becomes, who's the Janetti and who's the HBK Shawn Michaels?
Manny's 100% the Janetti. Manny's 100% Janetti. I am not going to allow myself to be my Janetti. I'm not going to be just existing, wreaking havoc on the world of wrestling and randomly posting stuff. That's not me.
But
and this
is something I didn't understand. Everybody always compares, like, when the group breaks up or whatever, now that it has to be all bad. Why can't it be like a Triple H Shawn Michaels situation where they're both good and there's right? But no, they go immediately Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels. They don't go Shawn Michaels, Triple H.
You don't go the Edge Christian route. In which they're both good. They both have respected careers. Now, you're either Marty Jannetty or you're Shawn Michaels. Like, you're the greatest of all time, or you're going to the Indies and you're going to wreak havoc and you're going to have herpes, tell stories about hookers and murder and all that
and
stuff.
Blow and all this other nonsense.
Yeah.
No, I don't do any of that. I don't know what they're talking about. I got the evil eye on me.
All right, so a lot to talk about. Hey, you may be wondering why the thumbnail is a NXT logo or whatnot. Well, it's the 1-year anniversary of NXT 2.0. We're going to talk about what happened basically in this year of 2.0, the backlash of the cancellation of the black and gold, and everything happened. The rise of Mandy Rose, the Trick and Carmelo, Braun Breaker, yada, yada, yada. And basically everything that has become of 2.0. So, Jemal, or I should start with Genesis. Ladies first. What has been your thoughts of NXT 2.0?
It sucks. It sucks. When they say, "Oh, it sucks ass," it sucks ass. Dang. No, I think that with all the changes, I just can't sit through it. I can't sit through it like I sit through watching other stuff. For some weird reason, it just doesn't cap my attention from, like, I'll sit and watch it, but I won't be like, oh god, here we go. Like, I don't know. It doesn't, the drama's not drama. Like, the drama's just like, like, I'm not having fun. I don't know. I'm not like, oh, like, I already can foresee some stuff, but when it comes to them, I feel like there's such a mess because they're still trying to figure out what to do with that brand. Because didn't they like take away NXT UK now? And they just like merged it.
They merged it together, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. You see, like, when you have to merge shit and they're just like, well, you're going to come to the United States of America. Like, no, like, they could have just left it the way it was. They have an opportunity in London. People have an opportunity in London to do stuff. People love WWE. Why not leave the UK over there? But no, like, I don't know. I don't find it. I feel like they need to call me and I can give them ideas of what to do.
They're going to call you.
Like, Paul, call me, or Triple H, however you want to call yourself, call me, so that
I thought you were talking about Paul Heyman for a second.
No, I was talking about Paul. What's his last name?
She's a personal man, one name basis.
she's like Paul.
Went to the next level. I'm not talking to Triple H. I'm not talking to Hunter. I'm talking to Paul.
I'm talking to Paul. Hi, I'm Paul.
Not you, assistant. I don't need assistant.
You got to start calling Shawn Michaels. Hey, Michael, I need your shit.
I don't know. It's just like, you know what it is too. It's just like, I want them to like bring more. Like, instead of like moving everybody, I want them to bring out more people, like new people, new beef, new shit. And it's just like, they're not doing that. They're just bringing back shit that, like, if not Braun Breaker, what's his name? Braun Strowman?
Braun Strowman.
Why would I bring Braun Strowman? He was fine in the indie scene doing his shit. He was doing his shit. Like, leave the guy.
He was controlling his own narrative.
Yeah, he got to do whatever he wanted to do.
But wasn't controlling his bills.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. You know what I mean? It is what it is. We saw him, but it's just like they bring all these people, and it's like, it's great, but then it's like, okay, what? Like, can we get somebody interesting? Can we get The Rock's daughter already? Can we like?
She was featured on this last episode, I believe.
Oh, fuck. You see, I missed it.
I believe so.
I don't know. No, I don't remember seeing it.
No.
I missed it.
I know that they changed her name 1,000 times already.
Yeah, and that's how I feel. Why can't they change people's names too? Like, why are we changing people's names? Like, why can't you just, like, what are we trying to reinvent? Like, it's already there. Okay, I'm gonna shut up because then, so y'all can actually have the show. I'm gonna shut up.
I mean, like, this is all a part of it. So, like, yeah, it sparks an interesting thing. Like you said, like, we've seen the same old all this time. WWE has fell into the pattern. Like, so the main roster, you got your Raw and your SmackDown. They've fallen into that trap a long ass time. To your credit, this was a time when Vince McMahon was still at the forefront. What a crazy year. Vince McMahon was at the forefront of making the final nail in the coffin decisions, even when it pertains to NXT 2.0. So it's just like, you just got to do what the boss says at that point, whether it's good or trash or shitty, like you said.
Yeah. But I mean, when we saw Triple H's interview, he said he wanted to bring stuff from the past. I'm like, bro, like, you can't remake the Generation X again. Like, if he remakes that, that's gonna be just like,
there'll definitely be stale type stuff. Or you're not gonna do another Shield ever again in the history of history. Like, the Judgment Day is just the Ministry of Darkness light, like, or, you know what I mean?
Let me not get started with that, because you know how I feel about that.
What? It is heel turn. He's good now. Like, right? No. He's got to be.
Yes. I wanted that to happen for him. You need to start pumping and like start getting better, because I feel bad. Like, I feel like he wants to, but it's just maybe don't allow him. I don't know. It's weird. I can't really foresee. I don't know how things roll in the wrestling industry, but I just want Dominic to be like on top.
Of Rhea or Rhea on top of Dom?
You know Dom on the bottom. Dom on the bottom.
Poor man.
Dom's the bottom. Come on, we all know it. We all know where Dom's at.
Where he should have been at, where he should have been at was NXT to begin with, so that way we can kind of give a fuck about him without his dad's coattails. I mean, concurrently, he's a former SmackDown tag team champion, or he's a former tag team champion. So, enough as it is, even though it was quickly, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So
he should be down in NXT like Apollo should be down. Should be on the main roster. They should swap. Should be a fair trade.
You see what I'm saying? No, but I mean, Apollo is pretty good. I think Apollo is fine where he is. They weren't even using him regardless, so he's fine where he is. He's making money. That's the most important thing. But I don't. Manny Rose is fine too. Like leave her there. They changed her hair color. She's way better now. This blonde was not giving her life. This blonde was giving her.
I was showing Genesis some Mandy Rose when she started, like Tough Enough, all the way to when she was with Paige and Sonya Deville. Yeah, so Sonya Deville.
That's his love.
Oh, yeah, I mean, from New York, gotta support my New York people. So, like, you know what I mean. But the development of what she was to what she is now, and especially after the match that she had with Satomura and B Priestley. I'm just gonna say B Priestley because I forgot Davenport. There it is. I remember. But like, yeah. So she proves herself. I was one of the biggest doubters. I was like, God damn it, what the fuck? But I think it was like her fourth title defense that I was like, okay, she's got it. She's getting where she needs to be, and she's running shit now. She's took everything that Paige had taught her. She's taking everything that she did with the tag team with Sonya Deville, and she's molded it into something that she can sink her teeth into. And now she's the beauty and the beast, so it's all right. I'm fucking with it.
Put respect on her name as she's yelling at her 300-day title run. She's mostly been the only champion in the NXT 2.0 era that hasn't lost their title. She won that title and she hasn't lost in the 2.0 era. So my review of the entire year of 2.0, I thought they went with a different, basically, aesthetic. It was a different look. And I think the initial approach was very like, your parents have divorced and your stepdad or stepmom is coming in and she's hip and urban and all. I'm all cool. I'm hip with it. I'm all down with the streets. And that's what it kind of came in. It was like, man, you whack new stepmom. What are you doing here? Or stepdad, what are you doing? You're lame. And that was the first feel because you're used to all the greatness that the black and gold had with all the talent. Before they all got fired, it was Adam Cole and Gargano and Ciampa. And he had a rhythm of everything going. And then all of a sudden, this 1 week goes, Vince McMahon just wakes up one day and says, I'm destroying everything. You lost the AEW. I'm destroying everything. Something's wrong. I'm throwing all my guys.
Did they lose, though? Did they really, truly lose? Like,
they lost. They lost. Like, it's a loss of losses. Like, if it was a scoreboard, it was the, basically, the 63-7. If this was an NFL game, I hate to decide the sport.
So then it goes back to the question, which they say it wasn't a competition, but it was. But it goes back to the question: was they even in competition with AEW, or were they just trying to do their own thing? And you're gonna have your diehards that was like, yeah, it was a competition, totally crushed them, and then there's the others, the latter, that's gonna be like, oh, it wasn't a competition. It just happened to be on the same night, just like any other TV show, blah, 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 this and the third. So it just takes whatever the scope is. Me and you, we know it was competition. Let's these facts. Underneath that scope, like if we don't look at it as a competition, then that's just Vince McMahon trying to dip his hands in the cookie jar. This is chocolate chip cookie, but now I'm gonna make it McMahon cookie. And it's still chocolate chip, but it's the McMahon version of the chocolate chip cookie.
It's a vegan chocolate chip cookie. And you're like, get this out of here. I don't taste the sugar. I don't taste the sugar anymore. How dare you tell me it's a chocolate chip?
It's a sugar-free cookie.
Yeah, they were in competition and they lost. It's a sugar-free cookie. Like, no, what? I've been set up. I'm trying to die here. What are you trying to get me out of here? Sugar-free cookie. But it was in fact a competition that the WWE lost. Their initial plan was to ruin any momentum AEW have with NXT. And if you watch the show week to week, the way they were just throwing things out there on a weekly basis on both sides, it was clearly a competition, and it was close. There were some ties and stuff, but for the most part, AEW came out on top. They have a bigger budget, bigger atmosphere, so you can see where Vince McMahon goes like, "F it, I want this to look like a losing product. If we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose for cheap. I'm firing everybody. I'm bringing in all the people we have in the performance center anyway, that we're training. We have all these wrestlers that we are developing from scratch, and we're just gonna throw them on TV, save money since we already lost to AEW. And for the most part, it did start weird. It started like an adjustment period. Like, what are we doing here? What's going on and all that. But over time, over the year, I feel like it got better. I think people just have that original impression of like that first week of what the show was like instead of just like going with it. It is the most different wrestling show of all the wrestling shows on the show on TV right now. Like, it doesn't feel
It
like
has
Raw or
been.
SmackDown at all, and it doesn't feel like AEW at all. Like, to me, it's a nice little, like, it's colorful. It's like a live action cartoon. It's ridiculous. It's very old school, in which it's very gimmick heavy. Everybody has a gimmick or a quirk or a personality or something. So that's what I liked about NXT 2.0. Like, that it was different. Like, I didn't feel like I was watching the same wrestling show.
I mean, like, if we look at the core essence of what NXT really is, it is a developmental brand. It was always a developmental brand. It has been since FCW. I mean, and then even if we go back, if we go back prior to NXT at all, when it was FCW or even OVW, like, because they have Ohio Valley Wrestling still training those people who are from the outside. This is what they do. If they're homegrown, they're building them from NXT on up. If they're from the outside, they'll send them to OVW, see how they do, then bring them over to NXT, then bring them over to the main roster. That's their formula. You could look it up. It's common knowledge for the wrestling fans out there. But basically, with what NXT used to be, think about what we had prior to a Sami Zayn on Raw, a Kevin Owens on Raw, Shinsuke Nakamura on SmackDown, fucking Bobby Roode. Like, look at the names that I just mentioned, and they're the now like Heath Slater's and the who else was the jobber? The Jake Hagers, the Jack Swaggers of back then. They're doing that now type
Yeah.
stuff. So, like, pretty much the entire NXT roster from like back then when it was exciting is on the main roster right now, as like these guys been there for years type stuff. The Baileys, Sasha's, even though she's not in the company right now, Charlotte, even Natalia, like they did a nice little blend of like, people who are on the main roster to being on NXT as well. Solo Sequoia is now doing that right now. He just won the NXT. This is the crazy thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? They know what they're doing. Seth Rollins was the first NXT champion. Big E also an NXT champion, who then becomes WWE champion in the long run. So like these guys are being molded. Finn Balor, the Universal champion, NXT champion. Shinsuke's waiting for his moment. I mean, Drew McIntyre or Drew, Drew came back, won NXT, so they showed that, hey, I could be the champion, and then now he's a two-time WWE champion. So it's there. The formula is there. So as opposed to the new version of NXT 2.0, they just did a hard reboot, and you can't look at it as back then. You have to look at it as right now, because tomorrow's stars are going to be exactly what it is. Tomorrow's stars. You're looking at tomorrow's stars today. Gotta watch the film.
When they decided to go the younger all development route, I understood it business wise, like because it was a lot of people contracts coming up. We had Cole and Gargano and whoever, Ciampa, whoever. There's a lot of these contracts coming in. If I'm Vince McMahon, why am I struggling to sign people I had in my developmental? Like, it'd be like, if your baseball team had a hard time calling up somebody. to the main to the main team.
The show.
Like the Yankees had their AAA team. They were like, I'm bringing somebody up, but I'm
We're
gonna
gonna take
sign
them
free
to the
agents from
rubber
outside.
ponies.
And they're like, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. So I can see business wise, like, I want to have my guys on the roster, and that they're going to end up being loyal to my brand. So that's why you saw the push of like your Von Wagners or Solo Sequoias or who else? I guess Mandy Rose. I don't know how she fits in there. She's like that hybrid of
Mandy Rose was a hard reboot, and they know it.
Yeah. She was just like, all right, we're gonna rework everything. We're gonna just change all of this. This Golden Goddess thing isn't working for you. That trip with Otis.
They already had the Goddess and Alexa Bliss, who also NXT. People forget. Like
they have a lot of people that they're using right now, like the current women's champion, Bianca Belair. Started at NXT. Hasn't been in the business that long, actually. Worked her way up in like
started in NXT. Never won the NXT Women's Championship, and now she's the champion.
Yeah. So I understood where they're going. Now, in this past year, I know it's mostly hated. It's mostly the Genesis view that this stuff is whack. Everything on there is kind of whack, right? It's just terrible. But for me, it was just a change up. It was a nice change up. It's not perfect because it's 100% developmental. None of these people are. A lot of them aren't ready. You see them in front of the microphone. They're terrible at promos, or their matches aren't the best. Like you see, like just holes through their offense or things that they probably shouldn't be doing, or them trying to work things out. That was way NXT Black and Gold was before they went to USA Network, when they were on just the network, when it was just like, oh, we're just experimenting with stuff, seeing if something works here. And that's kind of what the 2.0 was. It was just like, we're just going to see if this sticks, if this is going to work out, if Cora J and a skateboard is going to work out, or if Boa and what were they called?
Riley. Yeah, Riley with Boa and freaking the Chinese demon from hell.
I forgot what they were called. I forgot what they're called. As but they had all that. It's just all this like throwing shit to the wall, see what stick. And that's kind of what NXT has been. But I think in the past few months they found the groove and they understood their identity, like what they're trying to become.
Do you think that's a trepidation of adding what UK already figured out the formula to? Because going into NXT UK, they've had the formula from day one.
Yeah, they've been just building up their own people, fighting, having great matches, and it's been like it started to become NXT UK started to become like NXT, like this was developmental. They bring you onto this show, but it surpassed them in wrestling ability. But they bring you get called up from NXT UK to NXT, which was weird. Then they had a whole chain of going thing. I'm gonna miss NXT UK though. I don't know what NXT Europe is or WWE Europe is, but I'm already missing NXT UK.
Hopefully it's something good. I will be watching. I'll be on the lookout for it. Yes, I will be watching it. It's gonna take most of the TV time, perhaps.
I got the computer.
Okay.
I watch the majority of the shows on my computer or on my phone because he hogs the TV. It's fine. It's
modern day. It's modern day. TVs aren't everything. You got phones, computers, TVs.
Exactly.
TV is everywhere.
Z Fold right here. You know what I'm saying? I fold my thing up. It's back Z Fold, baby.
He's trying to promote it.
Well, you want to promote your Apple, the same shit. Apple, the same shit every year, every time.
Hey. I fall for that same shit every year, though. That same shit, though, it hit different.
No,
that same shit be hitting, boy.
It's like buying NBA 2K or something. That's a different year, though.
This year's 2K NBA was actually pretty good. I'm enjoying it right now, and I normally don't be on 2K like that all the time, but this one has me.
Also, I would say another plus for NXT, the 2.0 existence. It helped the indie scene because they fired everybody, and all these people are free to go to every different location. And when NXT UK started, they kind of disrupted the entire UK indie scene. That's free now. now all those people are free, and there's just WWE Europe, which I don't think is ever
And
going to
they're
become anything
better.
call it.
It's not only that they're free, but they're better. They're better wrestlers than they was when they was in the indie scene. They know how to do TV. They know how to work cameras. They know how to work matches. They know, like, they were trained. Like, people try to knock NXT UK as like a fourth forgotten brand, but you're still underneath the tutelage of some of the great minds in pro wrestling. Nigel McGuinness was over there. I mean, Johnny Saint, like, you know what I mean? Like, these are great minds of pro wrestling type stuff. So that's who you're under the learning umbrella tree of. So Tyler Bate is an affliction of that. Gallus, especially Wolfgang. I'm not gonna say Joe Coffey because Joe Coffey has always been good. He has learned. He has learned to be better. Mark Coffey, from underneath his brother, but like Wolfgang has tremendously increased from working with Drew McIntyre back in ICW. But NXT UK helped him and then helped Gallus as a whole to be what they were. When I first seen Alexander Wolf in NXT, even when he was with Sanity, it was just like, I wasn't jacking it. But when he joined Imperium, it's like he's now a better wrestler and stuff like that. I didn't know he had a lot of that in his bag. Who else? There's so many that we can go to. Like, even like Nate Frazier, Axiom, which is A Kid. Some of the younger guys, D Familia, like, it goes so crazy. Like, people are not going to know the names that I'm mentioning unless you actually watch NXT UK, but these were the guys. And even some of the girls over there was killing it every single week when they were allowed to be on television. So,
Hey, Doudrop still, or Piper Nevin, now known as Doudrop, is the only person to go straight from NXT UK to the main roster. It was just
that's
weird.
crazy.
It was like,
And then if you think about it too, like, think of the people who came from NXT UK. Tony Storm, who is the AEW Women's Champion now, was a champion, and also Rhea Ripley, who was also the champion. She was the first women's champion in NXT UK. That beautiful belt, like that was a beautiful ass belt. I'm not gonna even hold you.
I miss that belt.
Yeah.
So they unveiled the new logo yesterday. What do you think? The new logo, or the new black and diamond? I don't know what color scheme, or the neon gold. What do you think the future of the show is? Do you think it's still going to be the same show with just a new color paint? What do you guys think?
I think they need to get their shit together. Because now they're changing. You're saying that they're changing the
entire.
What the fuck again?
Could you pop it up? Could you pop it
up again? They just did it NXT 2.0. You see what I'm saying? They are a mess. They need to get their shit together.
Yeah, that's what the new logo right there.
I like that better.
You like this one better than this?
This one looks like it was trying to discover its own self. Like it was trying to come out the closet.
it was a phase. The 2.0.
It was going through it.
It was I don't know.
It's a midlife crisis.
But that's what I'm trying to say. It's just like it looks more. I would watch NXT now because that logo will attract me. Because this one was like too. It was too vibrant, and I thought like it was like,
too vibrant.
Do you not see all those?
Yeah, I saw it.
It was vibrant. It was vibrant.
That was vibrant. That was like, okay, it's trying to, that's what you call. They were trying to be development. They were development. They were trying. When you call 2.0 something, it's just like that.
Yeah, that's definitely
beta. You still need to be worked out. That's what you saw 2.0. Like, this shit's not working. We're gonna find a different version.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. I think that I don't know. I just Solo Sequoia is already on the main roster, right?
Right, and then he wins NXT championship. This is gonna push, and this is like just me shooting in the wind. Freaking Sammy, our brother, fucking got a belt. Where's your belt, bro? Like, what's going on? He's swallowing the bloodline policy. We all got gold. Where's your gold, bro?
That could be right. Half of the time when he says those things, it's like that's where they find. That's what
Pick up your weight, my nigga.
Call us, Paul. Call us. So that we can assist I have.
He's going to have to go at the Gunther. He's going to have to go at the Gunther and die.
Imagine that match, Gunther versus Sami Zayn. Oh, I feel sorry for Sami's chest.
Again?
I feel sorry for his chest.
But he already went for the Intercontinental. He needs to go for something else.
I feel sorry for his chest.
And Sammy's like that's another guy. He's such a good wrestler. Like when he had the whole X shit on his mouth, he had me rolling. Cause he was like, let me talk to you. And he got his own camera guy and it was perfect. Like it was that shit was perfect. They should have gave him his own little segment. Like roll it a little bit more and give him his own little segment of him saying this is off, like some crazy shit, and they would have rolled that for like a couple, like a month or two.
He had the conspiracy theory for like over a year.
Documentary. He had the documentary that never rolled out. Yeah,
he never rolled out the documentary.
You see what I'm saying?
Because Logan Paul.
Yeah, according to Sammy on the Steve Austin interview he did, they actually filmed it as a documentary, but they just never released. They didn't know how to release it. And he said there's actual footage that is put together, a lot of work, a lot of interviews. It's on the shelf.
I want to see this DVD.
Yes.
Like, it's just on the shelf, and there's nothing that they can do with all this footage. Like, it's so much work that they put into it that it's just like, it's just sitting here. They don't know what they're going to do with it or how they're going to use it. It
was great, though. It was like, I was like this. I was like, yo, Sammy's going to spill some tea.
Yo, she was very excited, especially when Sammy won the Intercontinental Championship the way that he did.
Yeah.
No, yeah, because he's great. He's like one of my favorite. There's like a lot of people that are like Roman, of course, is he's my man. Oh, and then secondly, who's my second favorite? There's a lot of people that are like. There's a lot of people that are like. I like the fact that Solo Sikoa now is going to be a part of the Bloodline because I would love them to. Because the Bloodline, like, they need to roll it for a while. They need to keep it. Because I'm pretty sure Roman is going to probably have, 2 years already with it?
It's been 2 years.
It's been 2 years?
He's looking for that celebration last week. He's looking for that Bruno run. 28 years. Let's go.
Nah. 20 years of the Bloodline now. Imagine. He's going to be 65.
Acknowledge me.
65.
Old as hell. Acknowledge me.
In a wheelchair, rolling up, no more hair, all gray, and then he's only gonna have a little weak voice. He's just gonna say, "Acknowledge me." And they were like,
"This is my island."
The island of relevancy to the next generation of Annoy family. But
speaking of your favorite wrestler, we are going to cover the top 10, 500 Pro Wrestling Illustrated top 500. The top. 10.
I guess you said it right. You said all the numbers and letters. You're like PW top 10, 500 number guy, and all that. On same point, I think.
Do you think your man made the list?
He better fucking make the list. If not, I'm gonna fucking fuck up. I'm gonna go to listen. I am an hour and 45 minutes away from Stratton. Which is it Stratton? Scranton. No, not Scranton. Stanford. Damn, we said Scranton because we were thinking about The Office.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an hour and 45 minutes away from Stanford. I will roll. Oh wait, he's probably not even there.
He has nothing.
What the fuck am I talking about?
Doing the PWI.
Huh?
He gets attacked because the WWE the top 500. These motherfuckers better get us a check. What? We have nothing to do with this. Get it together, all right? Get it together.
But, yeah, I will roll up on you, Paul.
All right, before
I do not care.
Yo, relax. Before we get to the actual stats, based off of what you've watched all year, who do you think is the top 10? The top 10
from
everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's all wrestling. Top 10.
Women or men?
Both.
Men only. No, it's just men only. The women's have
men only.
Yeah, the women have a separate.
Your top 10 guys.
Okay,
I already know your top 2.
Okay, what's my top 2?
Well, it's gonna be Roman and Okada, your Japanese husband.
Yes, Roman and Okada. Will
Ospreay.
Jay White.
Ooh.
From I don't like him, but I feel like he's gonna be great if they allow him to be great. Theory.
Okay, she got Theory up there.
Um,
That's fine.
uh-huh. You said 10, right? I have
Yeah.
5 more. Oh my god. Why am I going blank on all these people's names?
Finishing
Almighty.
Bobby
So
Lashley.
far, if we were playing the Family Feud, you probably would have had 3 X's if this was guest design. Sorry.
Yeah, I probably would because I'm so bad at it.
You got 4 more.
Yes. No, 5.
4 more.
4 more.
Except Bobby Lashley.
Yes. I'm thinking who else?
So like,
can I see what's that guy from Impact?
Which one? There's plethora.
That guy.
Josh Alexander.
Which one?
Josh Alexander, the champ.
Yes. That's and then Grimshaw, the Jordan Peele, not Jordan
Gresham.
Oh, Jordan Grace's husband.
Yeah.
Jonathan Gresham.
That's how he's normally introduced. Jordan Grace's husband.
What's that guy from NWA?
Nick Aldis.
Yeah.
Manny's gonna hate.
Oh, Manny's dead. If Manny wasn't dead before this show, he would died.
Yeah, and
Manny went, oh,
from the main roster. Oh, I can't forget my boy, Seth Rollins.
Yeah, Seth Rollins is on her list.
dang.
That's not in order of who's there. That's just order of remembering. So that's not how definitive. Like that's her top 10 dudes, but it's not in order. That's order.
Genesis. I think you only got 2 right. I think you got 3 right on this list. I think you only got 3.
Oh darn it!
And it goes. Oh no, you got 4. You got Roman Reigns, Okada, Bobby Lashley, and Gresham. Those were the 4 people that made it onto the top 10. But however, I will argue that the people who are in this top 10 shouldn't be in there. And I know how this list is put together, full kayfabe, whatever. I don't think the people who should be in there or ranked as high. Like the first one I want to complain about is the number 3 person who caused the kerfuffle last week, Cupcake Gate. CM Punk should not be number 3. If you're in full kayfabe, he had the title for like 1 day.
He won it back, loses it again. Like, oh my god!
And then the drama behind it.
The drama behind
it. That's kind of sad whatever's going on, but
yeah, it's a tragedy, Shakespearean tragedy over there.
Yep.
But he shouldn't be number 3. I feel like that's really high, and I don't know how he got up there. I would have put Moxley over him, who's been carrying the title for most of the year. Or
is Moxley even in the top 10?
Not in the top 10.
Tough. That's tough.
Yep.
Nah. They jacking it.
Hold on.
We need to email them and tell them to go fuck themselves.
Yeah. The other top 10 member who should be in there, Seth freaking Rollins. He's not in there as well. Him and Mox both. I feel like there was a bias somewhere in there that we're only going to put 1 Shield member in. But those 2 did not make the list. In kayfabe, I understand Rollins hasn't really won. Rollins hasn't won.
Pro Wrestling Illustrated, like the pro wrestling magazine.
Call me. You're all doing this wrong.
That's
I can see why Rollins isn't in there in their kayfabe though. Rollins hasn't won a belt in like 2 years.
So I can understand. Is he at least top 20, top 15?
I don't know. I don't have the full list, but I'm assuming
I'm gonna have to find this list and then look up the top 500 inch by inch.
All right. Explain to me how number 8 got there. I like him. I think he's a talented wrestler. I see him at Triple H. This is Hilo Del Viking. I can't say his name. Hilo Del Viking, basically.
Oh, okay. So the reason why he's in the top 10 because all the top championships that he's won at such a he's Rey Mysterio without a mask. Like he's doing Rey Mysterio shit without the mask. Basically, he's a top guy in AAA. If you've been watching AAA or CMLL or even in the Mexican spectrum of things, he's the top guy, even though he's so short and explosive.
Yeah, but I've seen him. I know he has a few belts. but I don't know if he has as many belts as Matt Cardona has won this year, even though he got
Right.
injured.
If Matt Cardona is not in the top 10, then he should be in the top 20, top
He is
15,
not in the
if
top-
not
yeah.
number 15.
He's not in the
He
top
worked his
10.
ass off.
Not in the top 10. So it's a tough crowd here. It's a tough crowd. Number
Where's
4 on the
where's
list,
the
Hangman Page, who I don't think won a match in 2 years.
what?
Like, yeah,
Number 4 is Hangman.
Why?
Exactly.
Yeah. that was like,
Hold on,
how?
pause. If he's number 4,
I'd be over on.
if he's number 4, who the fuck is under him?
All right, here we go. At number 5, the Bobby Lashley, the Almighty, comes in at 5. Should be ahead. Should
Does
be
Bobby
ahead
Lashley
of that.
go underneath Hangman?
Bobby Lashley was world champion this year and United States champion, and I think only lost maybe like 1 or 2 matches in this past
And
year.
those 2 matches were for the title. Like, get the fuck out of here. Come on, son.
What's
Stop
good?
it.
These people need to get their fat. They're not watching wrestling. They're just watching the
They're
highlights.
sucking
They're
dick.
watching the highlights.
Number 6, I question even more. Very talented wrestler, had bangers with Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, and a nice trilogy. But Cody Rhodes hasn't done shit to be in this top 10. And
All right, so
He had a banger.
Cody deserves to be on the top 10. Cody deserves to be on the top 10 for one reason and one reason alone. The motherfucker wrestled Hell in a Cell with a fucking torn pec. There's nothing else that you could say. There's nothing else that you
put
can
him
say.
at 10, not at number. What is he?
There's nothing else you can say. This motherfucker wrestled bangers. If you look at the scope without chips, without championships, fucking he wrestled in both big companies, number 1 and number 2, and he's been putting on bangers in both companies. He deserves to be on that list.
You got a point.
Again, Hangman should not be ahead of him or Bobby Lashley or CM Punk for that matter.
But you know why he's putting on bangers, right? Because he has a legacy that he has to abide by.
That's what Dustin is for. Go back to Gold Dust.
Yeah, but
You go back to Gold Dust.
no, I mean they both have a legacy that they have to run because of their fathers.
Stardust.
That was a phase. That was his NXT 2.0 phase.
So who's all right? So
6.
Wait, who was number 1?
number 1 is Roman.
Oh, it's Roman. Okada
Number 2 is
Okada.
CM Punk 3, Hangman 4, Bobby 5, Cody 6. Crazy.
Yeah, keep going because I already got mad. Just go ahead.
All right. Number 7, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. You know what? That's a good spot for him, I feel like. I feel
But
like it's a good spot.
This is a questionable. This is a questionable.
But
you know
hasn't
why?
done anything, though.
The reason why it's questionable is because Moxley has been champion. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here.
That's where it's at.
Based on championships, or this list is based
No,
on
it's based off of your collective over the year. Who had the best year? Roman Reigns clearly. I mean, as much as Okada has been like the standard bearer of Japan, Roman is just slightly better because he has unified titles. He's leading the industry right now.
Okay.
People know who Roman is. People know who Okada is, but you have to know wrestling to know Okada. You don't
You're a real
have to
wrestling fan if you know Okada. Like, who's the championship head? Okada. Oh, damn, that was quick. Well, he's not. It's Jay White, suckers. But he didn't make the list.
Okay, so who's 8 now? That was 7, right?
Yeah, that was 7. You're right with Bryan Danielson over. I'm Moxley should be over him for sure because he's actually won championships. They're in the same group.
Crazy.
Together in most of their matches.
Crazy.
8, we already brought up Hilo del Vicino. I can't say his name. I suck.
El Hijo del Viking.
Yes. El Hijo del Viking. Number 9 is the one I'm questioning. Because this one, to me, he's been injured all year. Big E has been injured for most of this year. And he's at number 9.
We're talking about the collective of...
I'm talking about representation at this point.
Threw him in there.
But we already have
He's
like
the only black person.
Yeah, I
that-
got Bobby Lashley.
Oh shit! Right. I
and
forgot.
then that's the thing too. It's like Big E won the title from Bobby, which is fine. But if you wanted representation, and this is why Bobby Lashley is ahead of Big E when it pertains to this, he's won the belt twice. The belt, the
I know,
championship.
but he broke his neck.
Yeah, I know. This is why like we're questioning his position here because he's been out. Like even though I mean like the Intercontinental Championship run, his feud with Apollo was great. You know, the WWE Championship, obviously winning Money in the Bank, I guess that comes into a factor, comes into play. But
I have a
again,
question though. When did he break his neck?
this was after he lost the belt.
So-
Shortly after he lost the belt.
Yeah,
So what
gotta be
month?
6 or 7 months ago.
So what
Somewhere
was,
after like a week after WrestleMania, I think. Or
Yeah.
something like that.
WrestleMania is what, in April or February? What?
April, March, April.
It was before WrestleMania. It was before WrestleMania. It
So
was before
like,
Rumble, actually.
he's been out for a while. He's been out for a minute. So it is what it is. But it's very questionable. And then the thing is blowing my mind. You have world champions that are not on this list. Like, if you really think about it, the world champions should be on the list unless they're not polarizing. You know what I'm saying? All the world champions except for Trevor Murdoch have not been polarizing. Okay.
And number 10, Jonathan Gresham, who's probably going to use this in his next AEW contract negotiation, which was the funniest story ever. But number 10,
We know
I'm
we know
okay
that.
with that. I'm okay, but then not okay. I don't know. I'm in the middle. Because
I mean,
Ring of Honor,
again,
he was the Ring of Honor champion. It
for a
died.
long ass time, defending it, not sitting down, not fucking Ring of Honor's on hiatus. No, I'm the Ring of Honor champion. I'm gonna go defend it, and he has on Impact, he has in New Japan, he has in fucking indie circuit. He's,
Whatever.
you know what I'm saying? Like he's been defending it. He's been walking, defending it all over the fucking place. And if Cesaro wants to fucking if Claudio wants to do exactly that, then you know AEW should be pushing him to be defending the belt week by week, building that fucking championship up on television type stuff. The only reason why Jonathan Gresham isn't higher on this list is because Ring of Honor wasn't on TV for a long ass time, showing what he is doing.
Gresham is on this list. Just to let you know, he's on the list. He's number 10.
No, I'm talking about like the reason why he's not higher on this list, or should be like more prominent on this list.
Yeah,
like it makes no sense. We're back to freaking champions who's not on this like Josh Alexander had a killer year. You know, the moves, the fucking like the matches that led to the Christian match, the fucking like it just go crazy. Like, how is he not on this top 10? John Moxley should be on this list. Top 10. Get the fuck out of here. Get what? Hangman.
Yeah. I feel like Hangman.
Fuck out of here.
Hangman's title run was the entire time. It was not long. It was the entire time. Basically, John Moxley was out doing his treatment, getting better, helping himself. Like, but as soon as he came back, it's just been like Moxley's won every single match. I honestly don't remember seeing him lose.
I haven't seen him get
the title twice. Like he should be on the list. Again, my main people I would take out Hangman and probably even CM Punk as well.
I'm taking out Punk. I'm taking out Hangman. Unfortunately, I'm taking out Cody, and I'm probably taking out Heel the Viking. Like, he could be on the lower tier of champions. That, I mean, he deserves to be on the list and everything like that. But you know, it is what it is. Like, there are better champions than Heel the Viking. So
yeah,
he go crazy.
Also, I know it's only early, but Gunther's got to be in the top 20 with his title. Like, his quick run, whether it's a little bit on 2.0, his stuff is from UK. It's only been like a year since he's been, less than a year since he's been in the States.
Ilya
he
Dragunov, like like prior
never
to the
lost,
injury,
never
come
lost his
on,
title.
like
Honestly, he should be on this list. That is ignored. The NXT UK. Put respect on the NXT UK title.
that shit go crazy, man.
Yeah. But that was the list. I'm curious to see what the rest of the 500 is. They only released the top 10, I guess, publicly. You gotta get the magazine or something to see the rest of the 500, which I'm sure is going to leak out in the next few hours, or probably already has, or whatever. But I'm curious how this list goes. Next week we're going to go into deep dive. We're going through all 500, all 500 from number 500, which might be me. I think I could qualify for that. I had one match in the street with some random guy in the alley. I thought that was a sanctioned match. We had
Where'd you get a referee? God damn it! Where's the
Homeless Joe was the referee.
homeless show? It was sanctioned.
Yeah,
It was sanctioned by a California state.
I had a good dumpster match. I think I could be number 500.
He's hardcore.
Hardcore. They're out there fighting the glass.
Hardcore Marcus hardcore.
I would die in a hardcore match right away and just be like, no, I'm out.
What, you don't see yourself as the deathmatch king? You could be a deathmatch king.
But as soon as it becomes deathmatch king, I'm getting different rules. Like I'm gonna oh, what's the rule? Okay, lay down or I will shoot you. This is a deathmatch. I will kill you if you don't let me win. That's how we're going. Damn, didn't see this coming. Wrestling is escalated.
You trying to have a wrestling match?
No.
You don't want a wrestling match?
No.
You don't want me to lay you down for the count?
All right, that's it. That's it. You have anything else to add to the show? We covered the PWI, NXT. Any closing comments for anybody?
Thank you for letting me be on the show.
Oh, well, thank you. No, thank you for joining the show. Thank you. I mean, it changed it up. It gave a different vibe to it. I fear for Jemal's life if Roman Reigns wasn't number one on this list. Full damn, like I had no control over this. It's your fault. It's you. It's fault. You guys are working together, I swear.
No, I mean, even if Roman wasn't, he would have been too. You know what I mean? And
she would have accepted her Japanese husband as number one.
Yes.
It cannot go as either or as one of them.
Yes. My two husbands, one of those two would have been, and it's fine. Again, thank you for me voicing my opinion on NXT. I still will not watch it.
Damn it.
Shiny logo.
No, it just doesn't capture my attention unless they want to call me so I can give them some ideas.
All right, I'll tell you what. You're banned from watching NXT until their first pay-per-view underneath the new ban.
No, because then I don't know what's going on. Then you're gonna be like, oh, this is what happened, and I'm
WWE is very good at
repeating itself.
No, the package.
Yes. Yeah, repeating itself. Like on Raw this week, they showed Kevin Owens and Austin Theory segment, and then they're like, "Let me show you what happened tonight." And it's not a replay. It's not a snippet. They just show the whole segment over again in the same hour. And then the same hour. It was not even 30 minutes. I'm like, it's the shit they do. It's a recap. Just coming in right now.
I feel sorry for the fans in attendance, just watching recaps.
Hey, I'm down for it. I always have fun at those events anyway. Even for the recaps, I like us to recap and just yelling shit.
The recaps are just the time that you have to go get your fucking booze or you fucking go to the bathroom real quick, and then that's that. Yeah. It's intermission.
Go buy some merchandise. I got my new Alexa Bliss doll. Come on.
I'm kind of getting tired of that doll. Every time she walks out with it, I just want to rip it and just put ow. Get your shit together.
Yeah, that's what Charlotte did.
Do something. Do something with your life. All right?
Yeah. Fuck this doll.
Fuck this doll. I know it's making a lot of money, but fuck that. Get your life together.
All right. When the magazine for the top 500 women come out, Definitely
That's
gotta
gonna be
cover
the
that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I feel like that's gonna be the most competitive list. I'm probably gonna have either more objections or omissions into that one because the women in wrestling have been actually killing it this year. It's a lot of.
If you was to decide who's number one out of every female wrestler that you've seen, that you know of, who's the number one spot?
Willow Nightingale.
Ooh.
I
Shout out
love
to
the
Willow
love that she's
Nightingale
not
for
number
existing.
one.
I did not see that name coming at all, but dope.
No, but you know what? I hope that she does make it to the main roster. I hope she makes it to NXT. I hope she makes it to somewhere. I mean, she's in AEW. Yeah, but
she's in AEW. She's on the dark. With
I
like
think
900 other
I think
people.
her objective is to make it to WWE where the money actually is.
Yep,
So, but Trisha Dora.
Oh, Trisha Dora. Yeah, that's the name. That's definitely a name.
Bianca Belair, she's just she's representing a lot for women of color. I don't know, for some reason I can't like Asuka. I'm kind of tired of Asuka for some reason. No offense.
She's been around 100 years though, so
Yeah, Io. I don't like Io either. I don't know. I just don't find them interesting.
who's your number one, Jemal?
My number one.
Who's gonna be number one when they release the list? Now, who's your number one? Who's gonna be their number one?
Probably
Their number one is gonna be the Queen, regardless.
Nah, she hasn't been on TV.
And that's the crazy shit.
That's
the crazy shit. That's the crazy shit. No, they'll probably give it to either Bianca Belair or they're gonna give it to Britt Baker. One of the two.
Yeah, mine. I think they were going to give it to. I think they were going to give it to Bianca. I think
the first one and Britt Baker second.
If Liv Morgan is anywhere near that top 25,
she's going to be in the top 10.
No, she's going to probably be the top 10, bro.
She's going to be in the top 10. Probably number 10.
If she's anywhere,
or even
she is not the top 25. She's probably 26. I'll give her 26.
I would say this.
Morgan,
she's going to be terrible. Yeah, Liv Morgan is terrible, but she's going to be in that top 10, and she's going to be in there, and Diana Purrazzo is not going to make the top 10. And you're going to be like, what the fuck? And I'm going to be like, yeah, that's how this thing works.
Diana Purrazzo should definitely be top 5.
Yeah. She's my top 3, probably, considering championships was on their list, but she's going to be under Liv Morgan, and it's going to be like, what the fuck
is
this?
Oh, my God, bro. Don't say that.
Right off the jump.
You're going to
piss everybody off.
I'm gonna be upset if Liv Morgan is ahead of oh my God.
She's gonna be ahead of Slamovich. She's gonna be ahead.
She should be 500 for anything. I don't care if she's the champion. She's 500. Cosmic is better than her.
Yo,
that's high.
From
no. That I know, but I mean who we talk about?
Liv Morgan.
Yeah, Cosmic. No, not even Cosmic. The other girl, the one that
the other girl that doesn't even have a name. She was waiting in the ring one night.
Storm.
Oh yeah.
Is even better than her. You see, there's
not Tony Storm.
No, but
JC Storm.
Oh.
Yeah, but
some local girls here are better than
Liv.
Anything that Liv is doing.
Even Ethan, the one that has a mask.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, she's really good. She's definitely good. The House of Glory.
Wait in the ring in a mask. Better than Liv Morgan. Nameless.
Man, Nakia should make it to the top 20 right there, man.
We're talking about females right now.
I know, but now.
Matakia is probably going to be up there. He's probably in the top 200 guys.
I hope he better, but I'm going to fucking fuck up somebody if he's not.
Because I'm thinking of the whole as the entire wrestling scope. We have a whole world out there.
But I don't think these people are looking at the indie scenes like us from here. I don't think they're looking at
PWI, they're just listing names at some point.
I mean, Darius Carter's got to be there somewhere. Darius Carter's there somewhere. As I mentioned earlier, Shane Taylor is 281. So I want to know who's, ahead of Shane Taylor.
That's barely 280 other people.
You know what I'm saying? But Mysterious Q, the bounty hunter Brian Keith, he's been killing the game right now, especially in Texas or that South region. There's mad people, bro. There's a lot.
It's more than 500. And next week we'll see the whole list. We'll go over the whole list.
I wonder if
And we
anybody
will.
from CEW, like Big Bad Wallace or Rip Studwell, is on there.
I don't think so, but we could check.
You will be able to check. Tune in next week to find out if Big Bad Wallace makes the top 500. I've never heard of Big Bad Wallace, but I feel like I owe him money. Oh shit, it's Big Bad Wallace. Damn.
Look,
Hey man, I ain't got it. I ain't got it.
Big Bad Wallace is the excellence of flexecution, and he wears like Bret Hart stuff, but it's like he's big and he's bad, and his name is Wallace. He's BBW, baby.
You know, I never put the Big Red BBW together in that. All right, but that's all the time we have. We had an hour. Covered everything. Tune in next week for PWI stuff, maybe Victory Road preview, or New Japan has matches coming up soon and stuff like that.
Yeah, they got the Stardom crossover. I'm looking forward to.
Yep, it's gonna be fantastic, and I'm sure those Stardom girls will be in the top 30, and none of them are gonna make
in conjunction. All of the roster, just Stardom roster.
It's gonna Stardom. At number 5, Stardom. Who's that?
Stardom.
Everybody.
Everybody. What?
Just by default. We didn't watch it. We just know what's going on over there. It's good. We don't know. All right. But yeah, see you guys later. Thank you guys for joining the show. Thank you, Genesis, again. Appreciate it. Always a pleasure.
My handle for Instagram is Genesis Adele with double L.
Hey, Genesis Adele, like the singer Adele.
Yeah, but with a 2 L, 1. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Jemal, where can they find all 3 of your faces?
All 3 of my faces, just Google me, man. I'm on the interwebs. I got everything going on from Twitch to fucking Instagram, Facebook. I got music going on. I got the Mid-Card Mess podcast, which Genesis is the co-host of. So go pick that out. We have a lot of episodes. Still trying to finish that G1 stuff.
Hey, you decided to make a documentary. That shit takes time.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
32 and more. The history of the G1. I don't ever strive to work that hard.
None. He's gonna get a G1 climax.
Yeah, you go through all 32 G1 climax. I can give you about 10 and be like, "This is what I got.
He's still on the G1 climax.
He's gonna end up speaking Japanese, and we're just gonna be like, "What the fuck happened?"
Be impressed.
I watch a lot of Japanese wrestling. A lot. Like, not just New Japan, but just a lot.
You should start taking Japanese class. Maybe we could finally rid the world of Kevin Kelly. Learn Japanese, negotiate a contract, get a contract, because I can't stand Kevin Kelly and the guy he works with. I just tell you, they're the worst commentators on the planet. I just hate it. I hate it.
You don't like the Japanese translator?
No. That's the British guy?
Yes.
No. He and I don't like just the way he looked. That's the problem. That's
Have you seen him?
No.
He looks like Harry Potter, but if he was like on drugs.
Yeah, I would like to say he's the definition. You know how I don't even think no one uses the word anymore, but I haven't even heard it in a while. But it's the first thing that comes to mind when I see him. He's a dweeb, and that's 100% what he looks like. When you just go like, "Oh, he's a dweeb." That's what you talked about.
No, not Kevin Kelly. The guy that talks with him, like the British guy.
The English guy.
Yeah, but I don't know his name.
Yeah, nobody does.
I don't know his name.
Oh, you know that he's a good translator. Hashimash.
Yeah, Yeah,
If
replace
you
them.
speaking Japanese, I'm like, you bitch.
That's not that you. You know what? How dare you in your little homeroom? It's not like he be a satellite in his little room. I'm like, get him out of here. Get him out. Anyway, that's all we got for today. Tune in tomorrow for the Untitled Manny and Market Show, where we recap the final episode of NXT 2.0 and AEW Dynamite. Where JJ Walker will make his debut finally, because that's what I've been waiting for the most.
See, it's not gonna be JJ Walker. It's gonna be the same guy that does the G1 climax. He's gonna be like, Dynamite! Gotta hit that afterwards, you know.
Hey, Dynamite's much watched these days. You never know who's gonna fight backstage or what's gonna happen.
I mean, EVPs get suspended and fucking people eating fucking Mindy's fucking bakery and shit like that. I don't know, bro.
Hey, even Marie said that's a good ass bakery. Damn. Those reviews were hilarious though. If you haven't seen that, the reviews of Mindy's Bakery after the CM Punk incident, it's hilarious.
Yo, I seen it on Twitter. That shit had me crying.
There's some even though I split account with my mom, we split the cupcakes as well. Whatever.
Oh my god. All right.
We'll see you guys later. Have a good night. As our show just quietly exits into the night. Bye. Goodbye. I honestly don't know how